Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Under Construction. This is episode 11, I think. And we're, of course, back at the town of Olive. And today we have three major projects, as we usually do. One is finishing up this area here and this here, so these set of blocks. Two is one of two blank spaces. So I want to start to work on this here, getting texture around this area here, as well as getting texture in this area here. The rest of it, all things considered, once this and that are done, there'll be a lot more over on this side of town that's done. Now, I have done some stuff off camera. I started putting down semi-trailers here. Just the trailers for now, though. I don't have multiple industries or anything like that yet. And I did some tidying up and some grass work around these sort of areas, as well as finished the coast road here. Or, well, brought it up to the edge of the map. So there's that. I also colorized these islands. We're going to really have to figure out what we want to do with these islands, though. So that might take a little bit. And that's something for the future. So, like I've said, we're going to work up to the river. And then the next phase is going to be going down the coast once we're all done here. So anyways, let's go work on this residential area. I actually did start working on this off camera, but I didn't quite get that much done with it. There's going to be nothing groundbreaking for this. It's just typical trees and things. Like I said, I've been doing some work off camera. Now that I'm home, I have a little bit more time to get away with stuff like that. But the fact of the matter is I didn't get that much done. Let's get a tree from somewhere else. As much as I would have liked to. I wasn't sure if I wanted to put trees here or not, but I guess I will. Apparently the game is going to be uncooperative. Oh, it's just auto-saving. Okay. If I sound a little bit hoarse or if I don't talk too much this episode, it's because my throat's been bothering me for the last couple of days. I abstained from making this for a little while because of that. But I'm just gonna power on through. These I feel like these are never done in ideal situations. Alright, so let's put this over here. We're gonna have to put some on the side of the fence. I'm not sure about separating these guys, maybe with a hedge. Although the idea is there are going to be a bunch of different fences here that all connect to this chain link fence that's in the back. I don't know, I'd assume that the area in the back is city property or something. Shed some water. Oh well. Alright, so we're gonna extend this off here and build this way. Shouldn't be rocket surgery to take care of building fences. Something we've done about 100 times before now, so honestly, it should become mundane. But we're trying to enjoy ourselves, aren't we? I did notice some good comments. We'll get to that, of course, at an hour into the show. But until then, not really going to spend time thinking about them. Oh, you know what we need? Can we get some of these little guys? Where are the little guys? Here you are. I forgot what they were called. Okay, I don't really care about something that small. There, now we made our own hedgerow. Let's grab some of the spline here. This guy, this spline. This way. Okay. What else now? There's a little gap in here. I don't know what I'd put in there. I probably should have finished this. I think I meant to. Unless that was just the last, I don't know, like autosave or something. I think the crash count's 18 now. After the work I did recently. We only had one, but it was while I was screen sharing, showing off what I had worked on. Thankfully, I didn't lose anything because I was smart enough to save beforehand. Save often, guys. Autosave is good for you, but it can only do so much, especially if you don't turn it on with crazy high frequency. You know, autosave can be pretty darn intrusive, so I can understand why people sort of keep it down. Or the frequency, I mean. It's gonna be small. Yep. I'll put this. Let's do that. That looks good. Well, let's line them up with these like that. Yeah, it looks good. Let's say this is the same landlord or something as well. And we'll do that. Let's move this one closer to the house. I'm going to add a little bit more life to this area. Maybe like that? These houses are set kind of far back. I was trying to drive around and see, sort of get examples of what something like this would look like. But I didn't pick up that much, admittedly. These guys don't have that many trees in their backyard, although we could stick one in the back here. Let's see, like one of these. Just right there. Or like a swamp maple. You know what? I could do with that. Or a sugar maple. I don't think I've used one of these in a while. Oh, wait, is that what these are? No, these are bohol maples. Again, I used to have a big swamp maple in my backyard. Nope. These guys, I'll just line the edge with these. Actually, these might be too big. Are the other ones smaller? I'm thinking of live oaks, but yeah, the white oaks are smaller. Or the white oak 2s are smaller than the white oak 1s, I mean. So we'll leave that like that. And put some of this grass under it. I could probably get away with the other grass that we use as well. I don't really think about using that over here. You should try that out, but I'm already this far into doing this. So we set this up. Now let's throw a tree or two in this guy's backyard. One that we haven't seen in a while, maybe. Not one of those. That's a birch tree. Somebody added me to their friends list on Steam. That's a red oak. That's another red oak. What about a river birch? Ah, that'll do. So that's kind of familiar. Right there, that's fine. That's that out of the road. And that's, I don't know what I should do for this guy. You know what? I'm gonna put a trailer here. Let's get one of these trailers. Oh, they're over here. That one. Wrong way. Over here. That looks fine. That looks right. That belongs there. Oops, I clicked off the window. Let's move this. Nope, wrong one. Let's move the other one. So that the grass is not on the concrete. There we go. We've got a trailer there at somebody's yard. Let's make this area the right color so we can carry on. Something I have noticed in my quote-unquote research is sometimes how much space is left between houses and then how much they really aren't separated. You know, maybe there'll be a row of hedges or something like that, but sometimes there won't be. I was using this underneath here. So we're going to cover this in grass. This is a fill, you know, it's an embankment, it's not a cut. This roadway was put here afterwards, and thus it's built just on basically a giant layer of dirt. I need to figure out what the speed rocks are, though. Again, I know Wyvil use them a lot, so I'm not sure if they're built in or what. But if they are, then I'm going to use the hell out of them, because I think they look really good, and I can get away with them. and use them in cuts and things like that. Also on the islands, I might be able to do that. I need a hedgerow. We haven't done that in a while. Yeah, we haven't. Alright, here's the hedge. This guy has a nice house in the middle of nowhere. Middle of an open area. We do need some driveways, though. These guys don't have driveways yet. This block has power poles. This block obviously does not yet, because we haven't fiddled with it yet. Oh boy, it's going to be a great place for a carport. I don't like dealing with these houses with carports. Okay, so we need the half and half. Actually, you know what? While I'm here, I might as well build driveways for these houses. This guy is probably going to have like a double. It's going to be right here. Just barely overlap these two, so I have enough room to place a couple of cars. This guy has a carport, so we're going to put the driveway through it. There we go. This guy also has a carport. I'm going to put the driveway up to it in this case because it's not wide enough to put the driveway in, really. But also we will have to worry about getting that at the right level so it lines up with the floor of the carport. There aren't too many houses on this side of the road, so that's that. I do need the road type game. I don't know what autosave is set to. Alright, so it'll be on the right. There we go. I'll have to adjust the heights of the driveways as well. Alright, straighten that out. It's funny how much detail we're putting into this. It's like, I need to find the fine line of how much detail looks good versus how much are people going to pay attention to. That's something we'll have to figure out in time. See, sometimes you have to go for simplicity. But that's not what we've been doing here. I'm trying to not to make everything stamped out and identical, even though I could probably get away with it. I think it's better this way for now. And once Olive is done, maybe I'll release a very limited version of the route. But I think it's my phone. Thought I just heard it ringing. I've not been getting this right in terms of lining this up. It's odd how the new one jumps to the old one, or the old one jumps to the new one rather instead of the other way around. Alright, leave a little bump, I guess. There. Thing is, these might all be sloped. So I have to pay attention to that a little bit. These guys start too far from the ground. This one's crooked. Alright, that's fine. It's a bit of an uphill stretch. Oh, I need this one now. There we go. Oh. I have to leave that like that. I don't feel like getting that precise with it right now. So you hardly even get to see the neighborhood anyways. From the tracks, at least. Yeah, that's what I really should be just worrying about. Well, what can you see from the tracks? But I'm trying to build a world here. Not just trying to build a train set. Again, there's definitely, you can definitely find like a happy medium in here somewhere, but I'm off in Crazy Town. Oop. I want maybe a red oak. Or a birch tree, sure, I'll take that. Where do you put a bunch of those down? Why are the first ones always the biggest ones? I guess they assume that's the one you're going to go for first. Let's add the grass here. I wonder if, hold on, so we're getting like 20-ish frames. Let me see if I can change a single setting and see how much it actually changes things, which I don't think it'll change very much, but I'm curious to see if it does anything. I wanted to turn off the spinny. Oh crap. Because we have an awful lot of spline points here. No, it doesn't really seem to have changed anything. It just makes me think the game is frozen. I'll change that back. The autosave interval is 15. I thought it was 30, but it's 15. Crap, let me plug this in. There we go. Trying to keep an eye on what my computer's doing in the background. which apparently is simultaneously not much and too much. Why do the pine trees all look crappy? Hemlock. Okay, see, that's nice. I should have some hemlocks around here. Where's the too much shade texture? I know I had it and I used it once or twice. Was it this? I think it may have been. Remember, I used it sort of tucked away, or it might have been this. I know this might have been it. Turn the scale up on this. Make it look a little better. So it looked a little blah. See what we can do with. Oh, never mind. Turn the scale down instead. Other way. There we go. That's better. That'll just be dirt. Okay, do we have a different lawn color that I can use for this? I'm not sure. If we had another kind of green, I would use it. Well, we have this. Let's see how this looks in the backyard of this guy's house. What is going on? Oh, crap. Damn War Thunder client was running in the background. Still is. End. Go away. Alright, it's gone now. That'll free up a little bit. I'm set or not spin it to see how it looks. I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna put a little fence around this. That'll be okay. Where's a white picket fence? Here we go, this one. Not quite square, but let me fix that. There we go. Maybe I should stick one tree in the middle of this. No, because it's a garden. I'll say it's a garden. I'll move that sugar maple to here. Oh, nope. See here. You know what? I'm gonna give this guy a garage. Where is a garage? Oh, and that's broken. No, I do not. Okay, War Thunder decided to start up again. Go away. I don't need this right now. I really don't. Where's the yellow one? I'll have to match the house. Alright, the one that we can't see. This one. There we go. Yellow with a red door. Who picked the color schemes for these garages, man? They're all terrible. Maybe save one or two, which are the bland ones. You know what I need, though? I need more chain link fence, because I'm going to put another little playground over here. I'm going to make it like a triangular playground. Well, a trapezoidal playground. Alright, we're gonna have to paint some of this sandy. Like this? Is this the color that we used in the other one? I'm gonna check the other one anyways. No, we used a darker color for that. I'm gonna use this though. Alright, so let me go grab actually one of those, not the swing sets, but the other things, the actual thingy things, like this. The play gym. I'm gonna pimp this place out. Damn, kids. They got all the good stuff. Hold on. What if should I just point these two at one another? I don't design playgrounds. It's not my area of expertise. I haven't been to one in a long time anyways. Let's stick one of the merry-go-rounds in here though. Come on. Alright, we're gonna finish this area up and then move on. Or just this playground, I guess. I do want a couple of benches. Oh, and I totally forgot about swings. The thing that astonishes me sometimes when you look over at these old suburban neighborhoods is just how many people have pools. It's kind of a ridiculous amount. No, I'm going to make the entirety of the playground base this color. That way I can put swings at the other end. Also needs an entrance, there we go. Swings. And now I need bench. I wish I had a couple like world maps to put on the ground or something. Yeah, that'd be interesting. How about we grab some like patio paver stone sort of looking thing and put it there. That might do it. Who has a patio? I haven't built a house with a patio in a while. You have one. We'll use the sidewalk 12-foot spline. There. Nobody could possibly get injured on this. Let's just do it with this. Oh, I didn't think I'd grabbed it. Alright, there we go. I'm not sure what that'd be for, but there you go. It's there now. So, I need to grab some trees. What kind of trees haven't we used in a bit? What's this kind of tree? Sugar maple? Put a bigger white oak. And then a red oak in the back. Right, and let's extend the grass down there. If it fits, it makes sense. Alright, so we finished this area, sort of. Doesn't have power lines yet, but it'll wait. It can wait. That can wait for a bit. So let's move on to another project for today. And that'll be this area, because we have not that much time, because we sort of spent a bit of time over there. And first things first, I'm going to start using this to sort of fill in the area at a basic level. And then we'll come in and do individual important things later. Specifically the texture behind these buildings. So mostly we're going to be working on texture here. Maybe a parking lot or two is in order. First things first, actually adding this gravel texture here and behind these buildings. This guy probably won't get this to sit in. He'll probably get like playground texture. So I can't go overboard with the gravel back here, and there's going to be some trees up here anyways. Yeah. Let's finish with the gravel backing around here. Make sure to get rid of any texture lines that we can see, like right there. What is this here? Hamburger station. Home of the hamburger. I'm gonna have to put some thinking into what textures are gonna go where. Although I do want some chain link. This side here. Link there. And then we'll just pretend it goes in the right direction. To here. Yeah, it looks semi-realistic anyways. Oh, except for the gap there, although you do see those from time to time. Tough to make a mistake like that, though. You realize, hey, these guys don't connect. So something just happened, and like, now I have all sorts of RAM freed up. I wish it did not look like this. Oh, no, I wanted the grass. I was going to point out that by area, we have a lot of the map done. Or we have a lot of this section of the map done. But the other thought was by area, the map is 90% trees. So, that's not really saying much. I'm not really going to play with trees too much on camera, as I've talked about before. But I do want this spline for all this area here. This is chunkier than I remember it. The problem with the other grass spline that I use, like the big one, actually like all of the other grass splines that I use, is the fact that they're not square. Or, you know, and they're too big to... They're too big to sort of work into tight spaces. Or even just normal... whatchamacallit? Like normally shaped spaces. So I'm stuck doing weird things and leaving gaps here and there. Alright, got this. The JVC spline, I think it's just as bad. It's not as bad. I don't know why these guys add this, like, squiggle to their grass. Alright, so I need, like, parking lot texture. I also need to put this ballast texture underneath this section of track, because I didn't go this far down last time I was using it. It's too far over, I think. We're going to fill up this area here. See, we have like a little bulge up there on the other side of the bridge, to the left. And I was thinking I could put a tower there, but there'd be no purpose for that because we're not actually near an interdocking. So we're going to continue laying grass around the back here. We're not going to deal much with the back doors to this building, to this set of buildings. So, we're going to leave it more or less like that. And then, like I said, we'll put some trees on this area soon enough. Make sure you can see that from the map, basically. And then I want to get the sort of parking lot texture I used over here. Or that would have been good too. That asphalt-ish texture. And then use this under here. Actually, I probably should have left that green. Although, nah, I'm not sure how often you'd see that anyways. I think, what is the most authentic looking ground texture for that area? Don't know. Alright. I wish it was square. Make life so much easier. Like Maple Beach Birch is square, and I never had a problem varying that, so. Alright, let's grab the other kind of grass. I guess I'm going to leave that unfilled because we're going to fill it with trees. And if I need more grass there, I'll just add it. Okay. So I think I'm going to slide the grass under here for now, even though it's not important that we get texture and scenicking in this direction. It looks good though. I should try to get this area done as well, actually. This is fairly simple anyways. I just need to add some cars back here, and that'll be the end of that. You know what? I need to add a entrance over here, though. So, let's grab, actually, this right here. There we go. That's how you get into Tom's Barbecue. Same thing right here. We need a exit from the road. That's a little bit small for what I was thinking of. Yeah, that's better. I need to take care of the road sort of specifics, I guess, in this area, because I haven't really done that yet. Whoops, I just connected a road instead of placing a spline point. I did definitely create a spline point while doing that, but that wasn't really what I was intending. Sorry. I should bump this a little bit closer to the road. Okay, that's slightly better, I think. Alright, so I'll add one over here. Is this a connection to anything? No, I won't put one there. Yeah, I will. I'm sorry, I lied. I'll totally put one here. Alright, one spline point there, the other spline point here. Okay. There's one, and then I feel like I should add another one in front of here so you can get to this, whatever the heck this place is. They have the burgers or something. Whoops, I missed. What is this here? This is a hotel, so these guys probably deserve a parking lot. Like a legit parking lot. Although I do want some bushes here. I'll deal with that in a little bit. Although, hold on. Let me do this area. So we're gonna do all the grass. Like I've said before, grass really makes the scene. It's the kind of thing you don't think about. And then, once you spend time on it, you realize just how important it is. The reason it's so important is because the textures that we have to use are flat. And, and disappointing. Just because they're two-dimensional textures that stick on the ground. Come back with trees at some point. Alright, let's add some cars. I don't think I used any of these with the other one. The other thing I want to do, I do want single cars. Just for the sake of it. And then I want these triples again. Apparently I can get more of these. Can't use this down city yet. I use it elsewhere, but cars all look the same anyways. These ones do, at least. I'm gonna add another car at the end of this, just to conceal slightly better what's going on. You guys will know anyways. I'm not fooling anybody. Especially if you crack open the Rotten Surveyor. Oh, whoops. Let's see, I'll put a truck next to this. Or a Buick, maybe? Or one of these. There we go, add some life to this place. I wish I could get all these guys to spawn on the road. That'd be cool. Have I seen these before? I feel like I haven't. Yeah, where did these come from? I swear I did not have these before. Wow. Yeah, we'll leave it like that. Alright, so let's finish up with the texture over here. Oops, wrong dirt. This dirt. Alright. So that goes that way. I need a parking lot, like I said. This is not a terrible one. No cars in it, but not a terrible parking lot. Whoops, wrong way. So it'll be on the right. I'd say I should have known that, but really there was no way for me to know that. Alright, well, we'll lower this in slightly. I'm gonna have to adjust the terrain on this. Okay, so we're going to add an entrance to the parking lot here. This is probably going to be late coming out, just due to the fact that I'm not going to want to make Zombie Train after this. My throat is bad enough. And it does take a while. It's already late and it does take a while for me to actually make Zombie Train after under construction. It's quite a commitment to do this. So we have a relatively small parking lot here. This is taking on, it's taking shape though. Very good. Okay. So, let's actually throw some grass down and then we'll be done with this area for now. I was going to say, I think we can move on, but not quite. Just a little bit more detailing to take care of. It's always something nice to hop on and work on, though. Always have a route, because you can get very zen route building. As long as you're not playing hell with the Forest of Death like yours truly, You don't have to worry about it crashing or anything like that. Tane is much more stable than, say, Gary's mod. Then again, Gary's mod is not the poster child for stability in any way, shape, or form. Alright, so, let's move on to the comments real quick. Alright, so. White QIDs are DLS, yellow QIDs are built in, red QIDs are third party. Thank you, TBA. I hopefully will be able to reference that comment once again, or, down the line in the future, because I always forget. You guys noticed that I stumbled over it a little bit. I just know that red QIDs are bad, and the other two are okay. And then, okay, so Raillord actually posted a very, quite a post here, so I'll read the whole thing out because it's more of a response to the chitter-chatter that was going on last time regarding my opinions on British railroading and stuff like that. I have an idea of what to do over here, though. I think I'm going to add a little walkway. Oh, you know what? Let me see if I can do it with this. I will read that out in a second, but let me grab the patio. Okay. And then we'll do it sideways to get a more moderate width out of the thing. There we go. Now we have a little pathway. That looks good. Alright, so, Raillord. I understand your thing on British railroading. Though you shouldn't feel bad about the speed record. We might have a future Steam speed record holder on our hands, and apparently it's going to come stock with Franklin V2. Hey. I was trying to talk about that during the whole thing. I don't... good on Mallard for getting that speed record. They don't deserve it. T1 Trust is going to take it away. And then, I also have a theoretical answer regarding the tractive effort. Weight on drivers. More weight on the drivers usually means more grip. That is not a bad thought. I was just thinking, in a lot of ways, the T1 just doesn't stack up. So, the fact that it did manage to have a better tractive effort, despite everything else, was just the thing that astonished me. Reasoning notwithstanding. Let me get some grass over here. That'll be my thing. While I do this, I'll sort of amend things that we worked on last episode. While I read. I wish I had, a second monitor. Well, I do have a second monitor. I wish I had room for the second monitor on my desk. That's much less likely. Let's do that. Leave some space in there. And yes, the O10O is Midland Railway 2290, known as the Licky Banker, Big Bertha, and Big Emma. I will admit it was a pretty interesting piece of machinery. Too bad it doesn't exist anymore. It was even replaced by a BR9F. Yeah, no, it was taken to service and replaced with lame. Just in the sense that it wasn't anything unique anymore. And then, anyways, as far as I know, the British didn't have any Malays, but they did have some Garretts to make up for them. And visiting narrow gauge Malays in recent years. That's right. I do always forget about English Malay, or English Garretts. I almost call them Garrays. They're kind of an outlier. Well, in the States, since we don't, have Garretts to speak of, I just don't tend to think about them. I don't even tend to think about their, I don't think about you at all. But they are a really cool piece of machinery, I'll admit. To answer a question between the time frame of 145 and 147, the I-5s were built by Baldwin according to Steamlet, so it's Steam Locomotive. So, I probably could have looked that up on Steam Locomotive. Anyone that watches a podcast knows that we use it often. It's used every podcast for Locomotive Versus. But yeah, it didn't come to me. So yeah, the i5s, very, very good, very good Hudsons. Probably my favorite Hudsons overall. Mainly because not only were they very nice looking, they just had a, they were very powerful for a Hudson. Mason says, you should have a hardware store somewhere in town with all the types of fences lined up in the back where they sell them. This actually, he brought this to me as an idea, and I said, please leave that in a comment so that I remember to do it. Now I just need a building to use as a hardware store, and I will do that absolutely. I suppose I could put it over here. You know, I'm gonna use... What building should I use for that? Oh, you know what? We'll pretend it's this, like, corner store here. And we'll go grab a fence real quick, just to indicate it. I want the wooden one that you can't see through, this one. My scroll wheel's just not doing it right now. Come on, scroll out. Alright. The distance we've come in this map, though. It's almost like a diorama at this point. Zoom in, you son of a gun. I'm gonna need to get in there and, I mean, it either needs new batteries, which might be true, or I need to get in there and degunk it again, because that's what happened last time. Alright, there you go. We'll put all the fences in there. TBA says use some rock textures for some embankments too. Just not an in or make it all rock up to you. Yeah, that's right. Don't use the intersection at 8:15. You didn't see it, but the road spline doesn't fully connect to the closest end at this timestamp. Let me see if I can see it. I think I know exactly what you're talking about, though. I do it because that's not really a better option. 8:15. Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about. Well, there isn't another intersection that is a T intersection for this kind of road, so I have to use this one. There's no option. There's a reason why I put a spline point here, so that it doesn't swing it way out of the way. If I get rid of that, it would look much worse. See, the car does a weird thing when it crosses that. I encountered this problem over in the commercial district when I was placing stuff down. This one right here. Okay, I can page in and page up and page down to zoom in and out. But yeah, so no, I'm aware of that. I just don't have another option. Wow, yeah, it's totally my scroll wheel. My scroll wheel's dying. Oh, and then his next comment is, oh, you noticed the road thingy, now I feel bad, lol. Yeah, I noticed it. I was wondering, okay, here's something I'm going to talk about in a second. Dean quotes my misspeaking. Jader says Big Bertha. Zombie Slayer asked me what editing software I use. It's VideoPad. Not sure you can get this version anymore, but check it out. It's a good software. Mallet is currently in the York National Railway Museum over here in the UK. However, NRM is currently storing another A4 Sir Nigel Grizzly, like what they did with the Flying Scotsman. Okay, that was Bishkut. Bishkut. Okay, Tristan's Trains, right? Tristan's Trains asks, I was wondering, of you, could maybe share your thoughts on Train Sim World and how it compares to Tane. Well, I will preface this. I don't have an awful lot of experience with Train Sim World. I've just seen some friends of mine play it a little bit, and heard what other people have to say about it. And my impression of it is that it's very underwhelming. There's a... That's the wrong kind of dirt. There's not much to do in it, and despite the fact that the physics are very realistic, and you can, and realistic physics in a train simulator is really something to strive for. It's not something that I'm probably going to jump on at any point, due to the lack of content, and additionally, the lack of ability to easily make content for it. Because everything is so complicated and so detailed, I doubt we'll see much in the way of models that, we're going to extend this way. I doubt we're going to see much in the way of models from third party. In fact, I'm not even sure if it's something you can do for that game. So, the idea of Train Sim World having such a detailed game is really, really impressive to me. But it falls apart when you realize that all you can do really is drive up and down one route with a handful of engines and a handful of cars. It's not. It doesn't do it for me. It seems more like a tech demo than actually a simulator or a game. Which, for all intents and purposes, it may really be a tech demo. But the idea is they put this thing out as a full game. They're charging a decent amount of money for it, and I'm not sure. I'm not sure what it's worth. I'm not sure if it's worth that. I'm not sure how much they charge for it, to be honest. But it's not something I went, oh, I need to pick that up, because I don't feel the need to pick it up whatsoever. Especially compared to Tained, where Tained being a game from trains, or from Auron, from N3V, being a trains title, like I've said, is very, very much built around the ability to do exactly what I'm doing now, which is build your own stuff. You can go in here with very little expertise and come out of here with a route that looks, at least semi-decent. It's doable. And not only that, but, things as it stands are fairly intuitive. You can figure stuff out as you go, or you can look up 1,000 different videos on how to build some such thing. I've learned stuff off of videos I see on YouTube of people doing time lapses in Tane or in other train simulators. Well, in other iterations of trains, I should say. Because the game is built around the creativity. It's not as detailed as many of the other train sims out there, especially Train Sim World, which of course has got to be, and I think it's got virtually everything in terms of train simulators, and maybe even a lot of other simulators as well, beat in terms of just pure realism. The physics work, everything works, you can hit every button, every switch, and every lever. Things respond so correctly relative to the real world, but you're constrained so heavily by what you can do, and it's basically we got to the point where Tained has given up showing me the spline points. Guess we've got too many of them here. Oh, this is a fence I haven't used in forever. We're gonna have to put some other stuff in here. I wish you could lay these guys on their side and just create a big stack of fences. Is there another fence that I'm missing? Oh yeah, obviously the chain link fence that we've used everywhere. There's one. And I missed it. I still think there's another one I'm missing. I might be wrong, though. I didn't try too hard to make these parallel, for the record. Don't kill me. I mean, there's the other fence over there. There's also this. Yeah, you know what? I'll add this one as well. Oh, and that one. Keep finding other fences I've used. This is going to be like a fence repository for me, though. Whenever I need to go back and get fences. Of course, that would also just be solved by looking through the town of Olive for about 5 seconds. Because I, keep finding new fences. I probably should put a gate in that somehow. Let's get that other kind. That was... No, not here. It was like this house, but it was turned away from the road. So it had to be over here. There we go. I'm getting lost in my own neighborhood. That's interesting. That's probably going to keep happening. Okay, wait until we get to Gilson City, where the whole thing is going to be like that. I'm going to be able to get lost in everything. Alright, so I need Misk. Let's open the pick list. Change pick list. Misk objects. Let's throw down some oil drums down in the corner there. This is a hardware store, right? Pallets with oil drums. Giant drums of lube. Oil field, no. Oil drums, Morris's. Yeah, how about I pick this up? Oil tank. Alright. Oil tank. Sure, why not? Put this in the back here. Alright, so I'm gonna leave a little gap there. And then add these crates. See, this is what happens. So that's the one, like, hey, you should build this suggestion that I've gotten so far. Or, so, in this round of comments. So, that's what, launches me into, oh, I'm gonna build this now. That's what the comments half hour is dedicated to. It's dedicated to building what you guys want me to build. These are hovering. And nobody's gonna look at them that hard. I'm not going through and adjusting each and every crate. Oh boy. Yeah, we've got all the crates you could ever need. Right there. Alright, so I think that's it for the hardware store. I'm not sure what else I want to put there. If I think of something I want to put there, I will go put it there. But until then, I don't know anything else that I want to drop in back. So let's grab the correct dirt and start working on this area here. I was using the fill tile with texture tool, which is a handy tool for certain things. And I kind of overdid it and had to undo it, which is why there's a random strip of gravel over there by the water. At the edge of the fully textured, quote-unquote, fully done areas. What is the ballast for this? Okay, it's the shiny texture. Okay, I'm not going to bother with that right now. I have to add the things like the whistle posts around this area. The thing I need to do is whenever I I think we're like a week away from a run session also. That just popped in my head. When I go through these areas, or, if I ever drive through these areas, or if you guys ever drive through these areas, what you can do is, in the comments, tell me, hey, you missed this here, hey, I think this could be better because blah, blah, blah. And then I'll be obligated in that episode to go and change it. See, this is the area where I could use stone on the walls. That's a little bit too much stone. Well, maybe like this would do it. Oops, no, I wanted to grab. Be careful. Alright. You know what? I think that's okay. It would have been some time since these were created, so I'm not sure how much stone would still be visible. But we can stone up the edges a little bit. That's the other thing I should be doing during this part. You know what? Hold on. Let me get a rock. Let me see if I can find the rock. Rock. Nope. Wall rock. Wall, comma, rock. Yeah, that's not helpful. No. Rockport. Rocking horse. Rock single. That's a big rock. Sure, why not? Big rock. Literally some effing boulders over here. Sure, why not? Are these... Oh my god, speed rocks. There we go. I found the speed rocks. No. These are not speed rocks. Do not care about them. That looks so bad. Some of these rocks are kind of floating, aren't they? So we'll just sink them in a little bit. Rocks 9, Group D. This is gonna look bad. Yeah, wow, that really does look bad. What the heck? Oh, Crocker. Got it. Put this somewhere? Nah. CL rock. Are these also speed rocks? No, but they are pretty nice. Boulder granite. Oh, that's a boulder. That really is a boulder. There. We can do more with this. I'm sure it'll look good at some point. I'm thinking, where's the rock that that Weibold used, though? Misk Rockfall. Huh. Should put these guys in one of the playgrounds. Alright. Let's grass up the area a little bit more, once again. We're still not at the half-hour mark, so we don't need to go and work on that texturing. We're just working on this area right now at our leisure to think about how the rocks are going to work. Which, still not entirely sure how they're going to work. But they're gonna work. Something will happen. We'll get some rocks in here. That's a little bit too far to the left. Alright, there we go. Yeah, this area is looking better already. Yeah, pretty soon, once we have trees here and the grass here, and then we connect these two, this will probably be something I work on next time. Especially if we get all the texturing done up here, and then maybe I'll do some work off camera. And it'll be so much better. It'll feel like we have a lot more done, and it'll sort of be more reflective of how much we do have done. Because, if you'll notice, I've been doing a lot without texturing. Yeah, I'm doing this all up in green for now. I'll do the highlights later. It isn't that important that I use the grid lines, so it isn't that important that I don't cover them over. A long, long time ago in a map far, far away, people complained at me doing the highlights first and then the background texture. My retort was that I need the grid lines to do the highlights, and the background texture would cover the grid lines if it, properly covered everything with the background texture. So, oh well. I think it may have been TV and ARR, somebody said that. Alright, so we got this side. First things first is actually connecting the gravel, or the ballast. I might have to learn ATLS at some point. Or I'll send this off to somebody to do ATLS. I don't know how to do it. It's one of a few things I don't know how to do that, despite full well knowing that it'd be extremely helpful for me to know, I have basically no desire to actually learn it. It's one of those things that's on my list to figure out. Another one of those things is interlocking towers, though I have a lot more invested in that. I'd very, very much like to know how to do interlocking towers. And I'm sure I could figure it out given enough time and some patience. I just don't have enough time. I've got the patience for sure, but patience is worth nothing when you can't actually expend it. I grabbed the wrong thing. A lot of friends of mine that'll get frustrated with Tane, particularly, or just with trains in general, because something's broken, they lost something, blah blah. I've lost plenty, and it sucks. That's why it's a good idea to back up, whatever you're doing in more than one place. But at that point, you just take it as an opportunity to do the next thing better. It's time to move on. It's the game telling you it's time to move on. Alright, let's put some asphalt looking stuff down here. Because why not? We'll have some parking in this area here. There we go. Alright, and then we'll stick dirt in between these two. Actually, no, we'll leave that as is. I'll put dirt over here. And then we'll leave that as is. It's going to be very patchy. I'm actually basing this on an area. There are areas of Troy where I go to school that actually look similar to this. You know what? I'm going to add another area for parking. Parking lots are overrated. Just let it crunch on the gravel. There we go. Let me use a different type of this for here. Although I probably should have waited, like I said. I'm gonna have to circle this thing and fence. Maybe I'll put a gazebo over here. That'd be nice, like a mini park. Honestly, I think I've done everything I feel like doing in terms of texture over here, unless I want to leave, one dirt square for, like, there was a building here. That'd be interesting. But guaranteed, we've got another half an hour in this episode or so. But guaranteed we're going to be coming back to here and doing much more in the way of finishing touches. I've got all the buildings I want, so there's probably going to be much less scrolling through menus looking for things. I think I've gotten pretty good at knowing, well, especially for the houses over in Olive. I think I know most of my good options, and occasionally I'll find a new one and drop it over there. But for the most part, the buildings that I use, there's just going to be other versions of them, or repeated buildings, repeated houses. The fact of the matter is, nobody's going to look at it that closely, and so I cannot make every house unique. Not that I was ever intending to do that, because that would have been completely insane. Like, legitimately wacko. Bananas. Bananas! Okay. Okay. Let's take care of this. I didn't really want to do that at the substation, but you know what? Screw it. It's going to be the same ground cover as this. We'll have a truck parked in there as well. That might look like it makes sense. Shiny. I'm gonna actually just leave dirt in here. Between these two. That's not what I grabbed. Maybe I'll make it a little bit of everything. put some trees in some of this area and not in some other area. Leave that grass. This is what, a post office? Yep, it's a post office. Where's the dirt? Here's the dirt. I'm not really sure what I want to do with this post office. Although, I will add sort of a parking lot-ish area here and stick a bunch of mail trucks in it, because that makes sense to me. Alright, need my dirt again. Oh, it was up there at the top of the page. Here's the thing, it always gets easier to work on a route the longer you go. Like, it gets easier to switch back and forth between stuff, because you know where examples of those things are. You don't have to go searching for them through lists and stuff. Oh, you know what? This needs the darker green. That green. Although I don't want to be overriding the ballast texture. Because this area will have no... Oh, that's not good. Okay, hold on. We'll move this. Yep, there we go. Still more or less a straight line from there to there. Ah, that looks better, I would figure. I can't really connect that, can I? Nope, I can't. Oh, that's why that was like that. I get it. Ah, I guess we're leaving it like that. Screw it. Unless I can swing this over the bridge. Just barely. You know what? That's not enough clearance. We're gonna make it there. Why does this one look weird now? Gosh darn it. Does that work? That sort of works. How come this one's double? Oh, right. Can't do that. Okay, how come that isn't happening with this? Okay. Alright, so then I can put this back on top of this. Is that... Oh, that's not... That lever is not set up yet. doesn't really matter. I mean, they're normally built in pretty damn straight lines. So, there is that you're going to want to pay attention to. But, fact of the matter is, it doesn't really matter if they're dead straight or not, because they're wires. They don't care. Current, electricity doesn't have a problem with changing direction. In fact, AC does it 60 times a second. If you're in the US, at least. I'm not sure how different that is elsewhere. Alright, so put that along there. Okay. So another 20 minutes or so, we need to do the texturing around here. We need to get set up parking areas for these buildings. What else? Set up some nice dirt areas. Alright, so we're going to connect that like that, but then we're going to connect this like this around the back. So basically there's just dirt in the back of this. Now this is just going to have a dirt lot. Alright, there we go. Texturing done. Not really. This needs to go over here. There we go. That probably looks better than it did. Even from the map, or especially from the map, maybe. Wish I could turn off track lines on the map. There, I'll close that for you, TBA. What else? So we do need to do grass. I'll do a different kind of stuff over here. Maybe I can add an ad. Maybe, you know what? I'll add an actual parking lot here. These guys are with the times. They're hip. They're cool. They get a parking lot. It's gonna be on the right. There we go. I remember it. Alright. You could probably work the roads here as well. Oh, down too much. Well, we just need to get it under the level of the sidewalk. There. I'm not sure how deep this one is, though. This seems a little bit too deep. Oh. No. What is the level of this? Let's try 16 even. No? Maybe? I don't think it's moving. Alright. How about 15.9? Too far. Wow, way too far. Yeah, I'm about 90% certain it didn't actually move the first time. Oh, well, I sank that building slightly. It's like we're in San Francisco now. Topical. Actually, that's not really that topical anymore. That would have been a joke to make like a couple months ago. Several months ago, maybe. I don't know where that project is now, though. For those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, it was a building in San Francisco that was kind of sinking. And by kind of, I mean it was sinking into the ground. Gonna be on the right. Oh, let's do that. Alright, so we'll split this off, straighten this as well, and we'll just get something with no sidewalks for this part. This though, oh, you know what, we'll replace this with grass. There. Yeah, we'll put some debris over here or something. But you can get to like everything through here. Yeah, there's gonna be no way to get into the parking lot from this side. And that's on purpose. I want one of those metal fences. It's like the one we didn't put over there. The one that we have by the gas station. I guess this is doable. Corrugated iron fence I can put over there. There was a different one that I decided not to. Or, a different one that I specifically thought, nah, I'm not going to put this there. Because it's something that you just throw together. It's not something you'd buy at a hardware store. It was like the scrap metal fence. Alright, so we're going to use this. Is the side of the building hovering? Nope, not quite. So we'll connect it like this, and then let's add a spline point. Get it sort of shaped the right way. Except that it's not shaped the right way, it sort of just gives it a weird bulge. Can I straighten this or not? It doesn't seem to be doing anything. I'm gonna guess the answer is no, I can't. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna try to do it with the other tool. No. Answer's still no. Alright, well, I guess we're just not doing that. We have that obnoxious invisible track line there. And let me get the line of bushes, because I want to use that in the back. Although, let me get actual grass first. Like this. Like this. I'll use the bushes to separate the grass from the gravel. Yeah, alliteration. Alright, so I did just say I wanted to texture this area, but I do want to work on this area. See, this is the problem with these. I don't like it because you make the long splines and they end up looking goofy. Because they just alternate the two shades of green. So, it's much better if you make your own and you go back and forth and you make like weird angles and stuff like that, which is why it would be totally 100% okay with me if the splines were square. Because the only possible reason I can think of that that's made like that is so that you can have variety more easily, but you don't get variety, you just get something that looks like something repeated, which is exactly what it is. If that didn't make sense to you, oh well, I'm tired. It's not as bad as the last episode, though. Last episode was like, oh, am I really going to do this now? Yeah, I'm going to do this now. It's like I said, making this is a time commitment. But it's important but it's an important time commitment because it means I get working on this, which otherwise I probably wouldn't do that much of. Although sometimes, sometimes you get cravings to build. It's like, oh man, I want to work on my route right now. Usually those come when you're like in class or something, but occasionally it'll happen when you're home. You're like, oh, what should I do now? Oh, I can work on Tolbrand. I can build more of Olive. And that happened a little while ago. And I came on and I did some stuff and some things. Like I was showing you guys what I actually accomplished between then and now, which was really just the trailers and like the seaside up to a point. But hey, it's progress. The idea with Tolbrand is there'll be plenty of things that I'm going to be able to build that aren't on the initial map. The initial map was very bare bones. If you go back to episode 1, you can see it. The initial map was very bare bones, and I can get away with adding tons to it, including the olive branch. That's the first major thing that I decided, alright, we need a little branch line that runs off of here. And even more important, even bigger of a reason why I did that was now it gives us something to operate very early on. We can actually run the olive branch. But you know what? I think we need another parking lot. Where the hell are we going to put the parking lot for this? Well, what about this parking lot here? I guess I could use this. Or a double parking lot. Did we get a double parking lot to use anywhere? Did I use that anywhere? Probably over here, if anywhere. Nope, I did not. I could put it, like, here. Is it going to be on the right? No, it was on the left. I tried, guys. Yeah, we can add some fill here and get a parking lot. How many cars are going to be here anyways, let's be honest. That's something I might actually want to consider sometimes, though. It's okay. How much actual parking space do we need for this business or whatever? What did I just do? Wow, that does not work with the parking lot spline. I'm just going to do it manually. I like how, so working, you get these, you get desensitized to working with mountains. when you've worked on a road that's mountainous for so long. You know, the Iron Horseman has some crazy elevation changes. But that didn't really come in much during the construction. Especially with the individual... Oh, God. My Skype has gone off Do Not Disturb somehow. Oh, no, it's not. It's not off Do Not Disturb, but it just gave me the notification for some reason. Skype is an odd program. But, oh well. It's what I use. It's what I built everything in. It's not the kind of thing. It's what I built everything in, and it's the thing that everybody that I care about, like, to need to get in touch with and stuff like that. Everybody has it. So it's worth it for me. Alright, dirt's fine. Yeah, let's just put dirt around here. Why not? Whatever. Actually, no. I do need, like, a concrete texture around here. You'll do. That'll do, pig. Okay, put that there. Spray it all over there. Yeah, you got a thingy. I think that's passable. What I'll do is, real quick, before the episode ends, we've only got a couple minutes left. Put that there, get rid of it. Grab this, so I can go to the half done. It's going to be on the right. There we go. And then straighten that. And now we have an exit to get into this parking lot. Honestly, it's like a lot of parking lots I go to. It's, you know, oh, it's done up as a parking lot, but the connection to the road is just, never bothered to pave it. Alright, so let's finish up this grass now, because this is the only major thing left to do that isn't trees that's in this area. You know, it's funny, I never... It's the thing that I always see people missing, you know? Whether it be in a model railroad less so, because the people that really care about modeling really care about modeling. But in a map, or even in a game like SimCity or City Skylines, or like Transport Fever, any of the games that have cars meandering about never have adequate parking for those cars. And it's something, I guess you could say it irks me, but it's not really that annoying to me. It's just like, well, you guys are missing a big chunk of space. Of course, I can see why you do that, and the thought, you know, the reasoning would be, well, so that we can use that space for other things that are much more relevant to the gameplay, perhaps. But it's still, you know, it's something that's in every major city. Something that's in, well, it's something that's everywhere. Don't quote me on being able to park in every, you know, don't quote me on having parking in every major city, because let's be honest, if you've ever driven in a major city, well, okay, here's my advice for driving in a major city. Don't. There. When I go to Boston, I take the train. When I go to New York, I take the train. You know, when I go to, where else was I going to go that I was going to take the train in, guaranteed? Oh, I can't recall. But I was planning it out like that because there was no way that I was going to try and park in a major city. It was not going to happen. Alright, so we'll get some trees in here, hopefully, while you guys are gone. I do actually need to finish up. Oh, no. Where's the other kind of grass line? There we go. I guess we're going to go a little bit over. We will put some trees in here. Let's try to go in both directions. There we go. And, like I said, there's got to be more scenery around this area, so I don't know why I'm rushing to do this. This area is far from done, even when we finish up with it today. But it is an integral part of the town, and it's a nice big chunk of land that now we know, okay, you're ready for trees, which means you are almost done. So this whole area right here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you next week. Trainman out.